Hello everybody, I am of course Brent Ryan, and I wanted to put out a video for you folks. I'm going to try to do some videos of the songs that are on my record Cinnamon Past that hopefully you've listened to, and if not, you can find that record on Spotify at Brent Ryan, and the album is Cinnamon Past. And I'm going to try to tell some of the stories behind these songs because that's sort of the missing thing in the record. So you kind of know a little bit about what was going through my mind when I wrote some of these. So the song I'm going to play for you guys today is the very first song that I wrote on the record and the very first song that I wrote when I got moved back to Texas. It's called Cowboy With No Horse to Ride. And at the time I wasn't really doing any music. I was kind of thinking about building up a little bit of gigs here around the area, playing on patios and such. And at the time I was really just looking for work on some of the ranches around here, working with horses or cattle or something. I'd done some of that work up in Colorado, and so I was kind of keeping an eye out for these old cowboys that looked like the real thing, and kind of had an eye for that, wondering if they were real ranchers and such. And I noticed how many there are around this part of Texas. At least you see these old guys and their really beat up trucks and their old sweaty hats, and look like they're just about to fall apart, like they've been bucked off one too many horses or 10 too many horses. And the idea for this song, I actually still have it on a piece of paper. I wrote down something like Cowboy With No Horses or something of that nature, and came back to the idea a few months later. I had the house to myself and just thought I would kind of sit down and try to write a song. I hadn't written a song in years, and what came out of me was this song, which is sort of about how this beautiful Texas hill country where I grew up has just kind of gotten chopped up little by little into these housing subdivisions. You drive on these old country roads now and you see all these gates that kind of lead you into neighborhoods that are all about building up houses and neighborhoods. And it used to just be all beautiful ranch land. I wonder what all the old cowboys thought about Texas kind of getting bought out from under them. And that was the idea for the song. And sure enough, I wrote it, and a little while later, my wife came home from working that day, and I told her, like, well, I wrote a song today. And she said, well, will you play it for me? And of course, I'll play it for you. And I sat down and made all the excuses. Oh, it's not that good, you know, hope you like it, that kind of thing. And I played this for her. And by the end of the song, she was a little bit teary-eyed, and she was really happy to tell me that she thought it was a great song. She listens to a lot of Texas country, and she wanted me to keep writing more songs because she thought this was as good as anything she was hearing out there. And I don't know whether it is or it isn't, but it motivated me to keep going. So this was my very first song that I wrote. It's one of my favorites on the record, Cinnamon Pass, and it's sort of the thing that sparked the song that sparked off this whole Brent Ryan music thing. So anyway, here's a song, Cowboy With No Horse to Ride. All right.
Truck was all faded like a paint horse, the rust and the red. He probably used to ride tall to a herd of old cattle he'd call. Ride in the prairies with pride, a rope at his side. In a breakfast cafe, they all gathered just south of town, telling old stories of the times they'd been those steers down. And they wear their old Wranglers still, though they worry about paying the bill. Think of a time rocking his front porch, he's watching the sunset out west. Trying to find peace, but he can't find no pleasure in rest. His buckle tells of the day when he lived out that old cowboy way. Now he sits on his acre and he's missing a life that has died. Cowboys with no horse to ride.
Thank you very much, y'all. That is Cowboy with No Horse to Ride. It is on my new record, Cinnamon Pass. You can find that record on Spotify under Brent Ryan, record album Cinnamon Pass. Or always please go to my website, brentryanmusic.com. Sign up for my newsletter and I'll keep you up to date on new recordings, new shows, and all the fun stuff going on. So thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.